Good evening, Mr. and Ms. Internet and all our ships at sea. It's time once again for another Freeway Forum coming to you live and direct from the world-famous 405 Freeway in beautiful, sunny Southern California. My name is Atari. This is a freeform discussion that is hosted by me, but it is driven by you. Yes, that's right. We have a topic today. We're going to talk about that topic, and we need to hear your opinions in the comments. So feel free to sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think. We'll pick them up as we go. I am driving, so I don't always look down and read every comment as we go, but please be patient and throw it down there, and we'll have a good time. And if I can glance down and read something, I certainly will. And if you are new to the Freeway Forum, please welcome. Please don't forget to share. Don't forget to share this video with your friends on your social medias. Give us a thumbs up, and of course, hit that little subscribe button and the bell notification icon to let you know every time we have a Freeway Forum here on the YouTube. Anyway, so today it is quite warm. It is quite hot here in Southern California. It is it's like Georgia hot. You know, it's like it's not like that sweltering summer heat, but it's like typhoon season. And Dennis, driving me crazy. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to the Freeway Forum. But it's like not that like East Coast sort of like humid kind of hot, but I mean, well, it is that East Coast humid kind of hot. I mean, it's not like the typical Southern California like just hot where you can get in the shade and you're fine. This is like humid hot. It's like typhoon season, monsoon season. It's weird. So it is it's hot, and certainly it is a good day. It is a good day to have a thirsty Thursday. So we're going to talk about beverages today. We're going to talk about our favorite frosty beverages. I promised Sean earlier we would talk about beer. So definitely we will be talking about beer. And to lead into that, of course, don't drink and drive, everybody. Drink responsibly. Whether it's an adult beverage or a non-necessarily adult beverage. But we're so beer. You know, I like a good frosty cold beer every once in a while. I used to be kind of a beer snob, actually. Like, it was weird. Like, I didn't like beer for a long time. Like, I didn't like it. Of course, the only beers I ever tried were like, you know, Budweiser and, you know, Michelob Light or something like that. And it was just like, it was terrible. I was like, why would anybody ever drink this stuff? And so when I was younger, you know, everybody else would be, they'd be kicking back on the PBRs and the Miller Lights and so forth. And I'd be sitting back in the corner with my bottle of Arbor Mist Blackberry Merlot. And I was like, I'm a wine snob because I'm drinking Blackberry Merlot. Which, as we all know, it's not a wine, it's more of a malt beverage, but whatever. But anyway, so, yeah, at some point my taste sort of graduated, and I discovered beer that tasted good. And so my sort of sudsy journey started with the Sweetwater Blue. Sweetwater out of Atlanta, Georgia, hometown brew. That blue, it's good. It's a blueberry flavored lager, and it's got a great kind of flavor to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's just a great little beer there. George Bob TV, hello, and welcome to the Freeway Forum. Don't forget to share the video and get all your friends in here, and we're gonna have a good old time. But anyway, so you know, I was talking about Sweetwater Blue, and Sweetwater Blue led to one thing, led to another, and then we started doing. Started getting into more like, you know, that was right when like craft beer started becoming a thing. especially in the southeast. You know, it was like the last place to discover this thing that was craft beer, and so that was right when it was becoming a thing. So, you know, we started doing the brewery tours and started doing all that fun stuff, and going out and having a good time, and trying different sorts of beers. And Taco Mac, which is a very popular chain of restaurants chain of bar and grill places in Atlanta. They started doing their, thank you, sir, Twitter share complete. Get 2 points for sharing there. Not the points don't matter, of course. Everything's made up, and the points don't matter. It's a lot like Boost Line. But anyway, so Taco Mac, they sort of have they call it a passport, or I think they call it something else now. But anyway, you can get credit for, you get points for drinking all these different, you know, trying all these different beers. So that's like really where my like beer, you know, sort of came from. And it's like, oh, I like beer, I like these things and different flavors. And I think my favorite is probably Stone's. Does that reference work? Yeah, that happens. I work with a bunch of millennials too, and it's just I'm the old man, and it's wrong. Stone Brewing out of Escondido, California, down near San Diego. They make a beer called Arrogant Bastard Ale, and if you've never tried it, I highly recommend that. Sean says he's gonna have a MGD, a Miller Genuine Draft. You enjoy that one, buddy. I'll probably crack open a bootlegger when I get home finally. Hey there, Chris. I saw you there. I did not actually. There it is. Never watched a live video before the rock I live under has been lifted. Oh, fantastic! Congratulations, sir. I'm proud to be your rock lifter here. So I'm a dry horse working towards 17. Hey, man, that's great. That's great. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Labatt, you know, Labatt's kind of okay. You know, I don't mind Labatt so much. This is certainly not not directed towards alcoholic. You know, any kind of like, you know, you gotta be, you know, you gotta be a man to drink. You know, no, that's totally cool. You know, 17 years sober. That's fantastic, sir. My hat's off to you on that one. And I don't imbibe as much as I used to, just because I don't have time for it. I don't really have time, and you know, I like to explore every once in a while. But you know, I find something I like. You know, buy a 6-pack. You know, a 6-pack lasts me about a month, I guess, and then you know, find something else. But anyway, so Stone Brewing Company out of Escondido. It's a great sort of brewery there. It's a very nice place. I highly recommend it. If not for the beer, definitely for the food, which is phenomenal and out of this world. I actually have their cookbook, and that's great. Follow up, yeah. Non-skunky beer, no Heineken. You need something smoother. Mix 50. Dude, I love that. I love a shandy. I got turned on to the shandy when I discovered Leinekugel Summer Shandy, which is essentially that. It's lager and lemonade mixed, and it became like a thing with me and my friends. We, you know, hot day in Georgia, you know, you grab a beer and you do a half with a. That's what it is. It's a shandy. That's what it's called. You know, half beer, half lemonade. Also, half beer, half ginger beer is also very good. I think that's what the original shandy was. But yeah, like there's also like the Germans. My friend Josie, she got really into this. Corona and Mott's 50-50. I don't know about that. Ooh. But the Germans, they have what's called a Brumba or a brown bear. I can't pronounce it very well in German because I'm not reading it. But it's half stout and half I think it's stout. It may be porter, but it's a half dark beer and a half Coca-Cola, and it's like use Guinness, and it's interesting. It's a very interesting flavor. So that's sort of my beer journey. I mean, we don't have to talk about beer. What you guys? I'm seeing Labatt and MGD. What are you guys? What is your go-to beverage? What is your go-to drink? Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Soft drink. We can even go into the fruity adult beverages. I missed all the comments that just happened there. So this is definitely interesting because the comments don't stay up on my screen. So I think that's so that YouTube can force you to pay for super comments or something like that. But I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so we don't have super comments up in here yet. Moscow Mules. You're seeing Moscow Mules from George Bob. Courtney says, are we talking about alcoholic or just any kind? Yeah, I think you just missed it, Court. We're talking about just any beverage in general. We started out talking about beer just because I like beer, but this is a discussion that is open to any beverage of any sort. Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew, man. Hey, I like Mountain Dew, but I'm okay with the Diet Mountain Dew. As far as like actual diet beverages, like, something labeled diet, Diet Mountain Dew, I gotta say, is right up to the top of my list. Like diet citrus drinks I can do. I can't do Diet Cola. I can't do like Diet Coke, of course I don't drink Pepsi, because I'm a good Georgia boy. I do not drink Pepsi. But, Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Dr. Pepper's okay. I prefer like Dr. Pepper 10 if I'm gonna drink something low-cal. But Diet Mountain Dew is not a bad beverage. Fresca I really like too. Yeah, Dr. Pepper 10, yeah. I think they still make it, right? You drink the Pepsi. You're crazy, Kanakastani. Cherry Coke Zero. My girlfriend Barbie, she loves the Cherry Coke Zero. And 3 years sober from soft drinks. I'm not sure what that means. So you don't drink soft drinks? Is that what it is? If so, that's interesting because I actually don't drink soft drinks very often either. Like, I got to the point where I can hardly stand drinking soft drinks because of the sugar and everything. It's just, even diet drinks, I'm like, it dries me out. Like, I get all dehydrated and everything. Since I live in a desert climate now, well, semi-arid, I guess, Mediterranean. But since I live in this sort of climate now, I don't drink a lot of soft drinks anymore. And that, it just costs more money. So. Okay, coffee worshiper. Yeah, definitely. Now, you want to talk about coffee worshipers? We got a coffee worshiper in the house, and that's real quick Chris there with your crazy chocolate butter protein coffee. That is quite a concoction. I have yet to gather the gumption to try it out, but yeah, I am a fan of some coffee. I will have my cup in the morning. Have my cup in the morning. Whether it's 40 degrees outside, which it never is here, of course. Either 40 degrees or 100 degrees. I'm drinking coffee. I'm drinking a hot coffee, a little bit of cream in the morning, and that's it. Oh, dude, spill it with the coffee, man. Tell everybody about your coffee. It's crazy. This guy did real quick, Chris there. He did a video just on his go-to coffee drink. You should check it out on his channel. Yeah, I have not tried the butter coffee yet, Dennis. No, I just haven't brought myself to it. I'm like, of course, I don't actually use butter usually. I don't use real butter usually. If I use real butter, I generally make it myself. So I haven't made any butter. Yeah. Courtney's a stay-at-home and a full-time student. Yeah, coffee is blood at that point. You got frappuccino, a frappe cappuccino. Oh my gosh. So back in the day, funny story here. No, story time. Maybe not a funny story, but so there is a gas station convenience store chain in it's like in the Midwest and the South. It starts in Oklahoma and it kind of goes to the southeast, called Quick Trip. And Quick Trip used to run these commercials, and I forgot the guy's name that did the voiceover for the commercials, but he's freaking hilarious. And the way he would say, like, Quick Trip cappuccino, or Quick Trip frozen cappuccino. Like, he has this very, like, staccato way of saying things. It's really This is the section where I have kind of this spotty reception. I'm right near Long Beach Airport, and the freeway kind of dips down into a gully, and it's hard to get a good reception right there. Grass-fed butter tastes better, but you're on weird. That's okay, you know. Like I said, I actually make my own. I make my own butter usually. Otherwise, I'm using like Smart Balance, so not technically butter. So I don't really want to throw that in my coffee because I'm afraid of what will happen. It will probably be nasty. But Quick Trip frozen cappuccino. Yeah, the airport. So my friends and I, you know, I used to live on what we call gas station cappuccino, and you have to pronounce it with a hard U, with a long U. It's a cappuccino, not a cappuccino. But only when you're referring to a gas station cappuccino. Otherwise, it is a cappuccino, whatever. Yeah, I shook the hell out of the bottle. Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, go back in my videos and watch Can You Make Butter from a Coke Bottle. It's very interesting. Yeah, butter from heavy cream, shake it up, shake it a lot. Yeah, Barbie saw that video. She was like, what do you, just put a marble in there and it's so much easier. And I'm like, it defeats the purpose. Or something, I don't know. But I was doing it, you know, on a lark. I was trying to find something that was relevant for the algorithm, because I saw that sort of trending on a channel that I watch, and it was just, that didn't go anywhere. But now people are watching it finally. Hey, whatever. It's all good, right? That's why we have friends in the YouTube land. Friends in the YouTube land. So what else were we talking about? We're talking about Diet Coke and diet beverages. Fresca's good. You know what I absolutely love, is Chick-fil-A's Diet Lemonade. Chick-fil-A Diet Lemonade, hands down one of the best freaking lemonades of all. George Bob is asking me if we say soda or pop in Georgia. We say Coke. What kind of Coke? Yeah, Dr. Pepper's a Coke, Pepsi's a Coke, Sprite's a Coke, Fresca, Sunkist, Cactus Cooler, but Cactus Cooler's not in Georgia, unfortunately. Yeah, it's always Coke. You know, what kind of Coke you want? I'll have a Fresca. Okay, sure. What kind of Coke you want? I'll have a Dr. Pepper. Sure. So, man, and sweet tea for water. Yes, Courtney. Yes, sweet tea is water. Yeah. Pop. They say pop is too southern. Pop is like a Midwestern thing, I think. And apparently a New York thing, according to Dennis there, drive me crazy. Kids say soda, say pop in. Yeah, I've heard pop in Canada. I've heard that in 2 provinces in Canada now. So I'm assuming it is a Canada thing to call it pop. And when I'm in Canada, I usually get Canada Dry. I'll get like the glass bottle. And we're back! And we're back! Oh my goodness. So, yeah, it's back. It's back, guys. No, it is definitely my connection here. Again, that's that little area down by Long Beach Airport, where I frequently lose signal. at least on video streams. But what can you do? Welcome back to the Freeway Forum. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Like I say, this is definitely a free form discussion hosted by me, driven by you. And thank you guys for keeping yourselves entertained for the couple of minutes that I was gone. Anyway, so, what was I saying? Something about Canada Dry, Canadian Canada Dry, and Mexican Coke being better than what you get in the States. Because you use real sugar in those, and real sugar it just tastes better than high fructose corn syrup. Oh, speaking of which, I think George Bob mentioned it. It was talking about Coke Zero. There is news out of Atlanta that Coke Zero will be discontinued at the end of August. They are pulling it from shelves and they are replacing it with a reformulation that everyone in the industry says is going to be reminiscent of the new Coke fiasco from the 80s. So it's going to be interesting to watch that and see how it plays out. But it will be called Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, and it will be in a variety of flavors, just like Coke Zero is now. It'll be in the same sort of flavors, but it will be a different formulation of Coke Zero, and yeah, so it's basically a rebranding. Everything's the same. All the ingredients are the same, except they are in different quantities. They're same ingredients in the same percentages, relative percentages, but obviously it's in different quantities, possibly in different quantities. It may just be rebranding, repackaging. I don't know. Coke has done weird things like that before. I eat new Coke, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It is really freaking hot in here. Amanda Brown. Hi, Amanda Brown. John. Oh, okay. Oh, George Bob is John. Okay, I'm sorry, John. I just see George Bob, so I say George Bob. So anyway, Matt, welcome to the Freeway Forum. What is your favorite beverage, adult or not necessarily adult, soft, hard? Doesn't matter here. We're all friends. We like all kinds of different beverages. Oh man, so. Whew. You know what? I'm gonna have to. I gotta roll this up. I gotta get some air conditioning going on. It is just way too hot. It's about as hot as an episode of Chips up in here. Amanda says water is her favorite beverage. Well, okay, that's an acceptable answer. Sure, water. Why not? It is life sustaining. We're what, like 70%, 80% water. It is the key to life. Sean says he had a Shamrock Shake for the first time this year. How was the Shamrock Shake? I hear good things about it. I've never had it though. I don't normally go to the McDonald's. I go every once in a while. But my go-to at McDonald's is always the orange drink, the High C Orange Lava Burst. I've been drinking that since I was a little kid, and that's like my McDonald's thing because that's the only place that has it. Sap from a maple tree. That must have been interesting. Yeah, I could imagine sap from a maple tree. That's like really... No, because sap is still watery. They have to boil it to get the syrup. Oh, man. So, yeah. So the Shamrock Shake apparently is really good. I've not tried it because I don't normally get a milkshake from McDonald's. I usually get the Orange Lava Burst, and that's my sugar from McDonald's. There's a really good place. Speaking of shakes, there's a really good place near me called Joe Schmo's. It's a local joint, and they do frozen custard shakes, and they are phenomenal. Like, it's the only place I know of on the West Coast that does frozen custard at all, and they have frozen custard shakes, and it's brilliant, and I love it. Genesee beer. I don't think I've had Genesee beer. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've had it. But anyway, so yeah, I've not had Genesee beer. You're welcome to tell me about it. I don't know anything about it. As far as interesting and strange beers, Jenny Cream Ale. Yes, Jenny Cream Ale. I have had that once. once. I don't remember when or what it tasted like, but I have had it. I probably had it at a Taco Mac. It's out of Rochester. Okay, cool. I don't. The only other brewery. What's the other brewery up in upstate New York? There's another one that's really famous up there. Not Brooklyn Brewery, obviously. It's in Brooklyn, right? There's another one from upstate New York, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it's in Syracuse, not Rochester, but I can't think of it. Oh man, Dennis says, having grown up along the Genesee River, he doesn't drink that crap. Yes. Sean, you're in Toronto. Well, you're not in Toronto, you're in Ontario. So, but Toronto is in Ontario, so I'm I'm gonna go with that. Have you ever had, oh God, what's the name of it? Alcatraz. No, not Alcatraz. Dadgummit, Amsterdam Brewery. Yeah, an hour away. I know, like everything. It's like people who ask me, like, how far away from San Francisco are you? I'm like, 8 hours away. Yeah, everything in Canada is like really close together, right? You know, Toronto's next to Vancouver, which is next to Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Why not? Sure. I only like pulled Dartmouth out of my ass because I have a friend that's in Dartmouth. Anyway, so Amsterdam Brewing. I had them when I was in Toronto 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I honestly don't remember. Toronto Airport sucks, by the way. I hate it. It is worse than LAX. And people say LAX is the worst airport in North America. But yeah, I can't remember like any of their names, but they're really good. If you're in town, they're right on the lakefront, and right there on the lakefront road, whatever that is, down near Rogers Center and what's the name of the baseball stadium? I can't think of the baseball stadium, but it's closer to Rogers Center, I guess. It's probably like 3 blocks from Rogers Center. Steam Whistle, dude! Steam Whistle! I love Steam Whistle beer. That was another one. They're at the roundabout there. It's not the one I was thinking of, but Steam Whistle is amazing. I actually have a pair of Steam Whistle socks, and I wear them on occasion. But I do love the Steam Whistle beer. It reminds me of Steinlager out of New Zealand, which is really good. It just tastes. It's a nice, crisp tasting, clean lager, and I like it. Definitely on my short list of favorite beers. Steam Whistle, but by and large, love me some Steam Whistle. Have you been to the brewery there at the Roundhouse in Toronto? That's a good question, because it's just a hangout, but it's kind of cool. I actually made the mistake of going there after a Jays game, and I didn't know the Jays were playing, but I walked down to the Roundhouse and all that stuff. And it's just a big open room with the brewery and stuff in the back. And I was just curious if you've been there. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool area there at the Roundhouse. Just a nice little park. Got the old trains there, right by the whatever you call your Union Station. I don't know what they call it there. Anyway, Dennis, farewell, Dennis. Stay safe on the road, and I will try to do the same myself. Oh man, beer choice for John there, George Bob, is Guinness. I used to really like the Guinness, and I just kind of found other beers that I liked better, like other stouts that I liked better. Rogue actually makes a chocolate stout that is just phenomenal. And that's sort of my go-to if it's cold and I want a dark beer. That's definitely my go-to. I want to say it's a chocolate oatmeal stout, and you can dip Oreos into it, and it's wonderful. It is like, that's like my favorite thing to dip Oreos into now. Forget the glass of milk. We need to dip our Oreos into chocolate oatmeal stout. But anyway, oh man, it's so good, so freaking good. Oh gosh, what else we got going on? Oh boy, I got my air conditioning running, so I'm like sweating up in here. It's really freaking hot. And like I said, it's that like monsoon hot here in Southern California. It's like it's, you know, it's hot, it's humid air. It's like, even if you have the windows down and you're moving at a good clip, there's no cold air coming in. There's no cool air. There's not even a cool breeze off the ocean. It sucks. I hate this time of year. It's like for 2 weeks, and then we just go back to normal Southern California beautiful weather and whatever. But yeah, I gotta roll with the aircon on today. Whew. That helped. The traffic kind of sucks today too. Whatever. That's part of it. That's part of it. There was a big comment here that I caught a glimpse of, but I honestly did not see it. I apologize, I didn't see it. And if somebody else comments, it'll probably pop right back up. But of course, I'm not going to be like reaching and trying to read it. But I am coming up to a stop here for a minute. Got a momentary stop here in our little traffic. There's a little S-bend. There's a little S-bend that comes up, and apparently Californians don't know how to take turns or corners. I mean curves, and you know, curve on a freeway just freaks everybody out for some reason. It's like, come on, y'all. I mean, come on. I like driven mountain passes and all this other stuff. Like, you know, you got plenty of mountains just right there to practice with. Just roll up there and just take those, you know, learn how to do corners. Oh man, anyway. Diet Lemonade from, yeah, back on Diet Lemonade. Diet Lemonade from the Chick-fil-A is pretty darn phenomenal. Oh, Canadian beer. There is Great Western out of Saskatchewan, Saskatoon actually. Great Western has really good beer. And there's a restaurant across the street from the Great Western Brewery called Earl's. And Earl's is a brew pub, and they brew their own beer. And they brew like barley heavy stuff, which is different. That was like that was the first Canadian, like actual real Canadian in Canada beer I ever had, and it was good. It's a little sour, like it kind of has like sour notes to it, like everything they brew kind of has a little sour note to it, but I think it's the fermentation process they use. It's the barley that they use. The brewmaster was telling me it's something about the barley they use, and they also do a different strain of yeast, and it's more like a natural yeast, which is how you make like a lambic or a sour. You kind of over ferment it a little bit. It's really good, really phenomenal, and it drinks just as crisp as anything else that's made with, you know, predominantly wheat. But the barley just gives it a cool flavor profile, and I highly recommend it. If you're ever in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, swing by Earl's and have you a beer, and tell them I sent you. Tell them that crazy guy from California sent you, and they'll probably know who you're talking about. Anyway, what else we got? What else? You got juice. You got water. What else are your favorite beverages? I'm sort of running out here. I'm trying to watch the road. Canadians can hold their beer. Yes, sir. Looks like Sean gave us some tips on how to pour a perfect pint of Guinness, which is apparently an art form in and of itself. Because you want to have a good thick head, but you don't want to have too much head, and it's just finding the right balance. John says he's a wine guy. Oh man. Well, you heard my story earlier of drinking the Blackberry Merlot, the Arbor Mist Blackberry Merlot when I was, 18, 19 years old. Probably 18, 19, 20, probably leading into, I think I was drinking beer by the time I was 20. But I did, my taste did mature a little bit. I really like, and wine snobs are gonna hate me for this, but I really like, there is a vineyard and winery out of Dublin, North Carolina, called Dublin Winery, appropriately enough, and it's worked the Who concert brewing beers. Oh yeah, you learn fast. You have to pour beer a certain way, otherwise you can get very angry people, especially in Atlanta, which has sort of become a craft beer. It's kind of become a craft beer city in Atlanta. There, Budweiser's kind of lost its foothold there. But anyway, wine, Dublin Winery out of Dublin, North Carolina. Fantastic wines. They do the muscadine grapes and the Scuppernong grapes. So the wild grapes. They also make a wine. It's called the Mother Vine. This is probably my favorite wine I've ever had. It beats the hell out of anything that you buy out of Napa or even France, Australia, whatever. But Dan the Man is here. Hello, Dan. We're talking about beverages, sir. Welcome in. What is your favorite beverage? Dublin Winery, they make one called the Mother Vine, and it is better than any fancy bottle of wine I've ever had. It is a grapevine. It's a muscadine vine that it's grown from a clipping of the oldest known cultivated grapevine in the United States, from like Jamestown, or whatever, Roanoke, the early settlement there, out there on the Outer Banks or whatever, and fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's sublime because they kind of let the thing grow unkempt, and so the grapes are just super sweet, so there's a lot of sugar, and it just has this very nice, robust, mellow flavor that you just don't find in other wines. And it's called the Mother Vine. It's at a Dublin Winery in Dublin, North Carolina. Other than that, more mainstream sort of wine. Of course, living in California, we're up and down the wine coast. We got Temecula Valley out here. They make some great wines in Temecula Valley. But I think my favorite California wines come out of the San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles, that area, San Ynez Valley. Some great wines out of there. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. Royal Oaks Vineyard out of Oregon, they make some great wines. I just cannot think of them off the top of my head here in San Ynez Valley. Dan says, Captain Morgan, private stock. I like a little rum every once and again. I usually have to mix my rum. My girlfriend is Cuban, so we'll partake of a Cuba Libre every once in a while. I do like a good Cuba Libre, and you gotta have it with one. You gotta have a little lime in there. Little lime. A mojito's really good. I like a if I'm gonna get in a hard liquor, I like something made with a little rye whiskey. Maybe a Manhattan, but made with I guess a Manhattan is made with rye anyway, but whatever. Manhattan's good. A rye sour is fantastic. Dogfish 120 is really good. Yes, sir. It is very good. I do love my Dogfish head. They're out of Massachusetts, I think. I'm trying to think where they are. But you guys, I hate to cut it short. However, I am just about to exit the freeway here. Thank you all for being here. Really, I do appreciate it. The inaugural YouTube LIVE edition of the Freeway Forum. I'm hoping to do this more often, so we're going to be here Thursdays, 5 o'clock Pacific. Ring the bell, subscribe. That way you're notified exactly when the show starts, because it's, plus or minus depending on when I get on the freeway. But yeah, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell notification, and let me know you're there. Drop me a like, give me a thumbs up. Watch the rest of the videos. You'll see them scattered about on the channel. Appreciate y'all being here, and I want to say again, thank you very much. You've made the inaugural YouTube Live edition of the Freeway Forum a great one, a special one, and I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you all again here next week on the Freeway Forum, 5 o'clock Pacific time. That is Universal Coordinated Time -7 hours. So Greenwich -7 Zulu. And follow along on Twitter at AirborneSurfer. Of course, there's AirborneSurfer.com. And you can also find me on Facebook if you're clever enough. And until next time, guys, my name is Atari. I will see you all next time on the Freeway Forum. Take care, and until then, tally ho, y'all.